in the affidavits of the Chief Minister. Take a look.
Now I'm joined in by TJ Abraham. Thank you so much for speaking to us, sir. Sir, another scam has come to forefront. It's the Muda scam, which has the Chief Minister into the spotlight. Before we get in, could you just describe what the scam is all about and what is it that you have put into front?
So, Ajit, there are two aspects. I would speak only on the complaint that I've lodged before the Election Commission regarding the non-disclosure of the existence of a property in the name of Mr. Siddaramaya's wife while he filed his nomination papers in 2013. He avoided mentioning the details. I've taken that up with the Election Commission. That's the issue that I would speak. The Muda is a very big subject, a very interesting subject. But you will have to wait for another 3 days minimum for me to speak about it. We're working on that.
So, but Moti, you must have done some research on it. If you could just throw some light on it, and what are we expecting on this Muda thing?
I've already told you. It's going to be an eye opener. It's going to be shocking. It was shocking to me. So you can imagine. It's going to be a feast. It's going to be a feast for the years when they hear that people can do this also.
And so Siddaramaiah especially comes with a very clean image, and this particular Muda scam is something that will rock that image also. Is what you think will happen?
See, yesterday somebody asked me, somebody they countered me by saying when they spoke to the Chief Minister, when they mentioned my name and said there is a complaint against you with the Election Commission, he has made a statement that because he's a backward class leader, people are jealous, and I'm a part of that jealous group. I am not. I've said that to the other media people also. I'm not jealous about him. I do appreciate you just mentioned he has a clean image. He is a mass leader. I do concede. I do agree. But then this illegality is something which was shocking per se. See, how I got to take up this issue was this Gangadhar character, who was a friend of mine, a social activist in Mysore. A lot of people from all over the state, they keep talking to me on different issues. This guy, I saw a video, somebody sent me. There, my antennas went up when I saw that. Then I said, when Gangadhar interacted with me, he sent me all the documents, and when I went through, my way of looking at documents are different from most of the others. So it was startling, it was shocking. And I realized that his affidavit does not carry. And because I know what is there in that 464, 3 acres, 16 guntas, what is behind that property, the non-inclusion into the affidavit became a serious issue for me.
Even as Siddaramaiah is defiant and flashed his OBC card, alleging bias and jealousy, he also rubbished the claims and said how his government has banned the 50-50 land allotment scheme at Muda and kept in abeyance the decisions taken by the officials. The Chief Minister also rejected any probe to be carried out by the CBI and has been going hammer and tongs against the BJP in the state.
No, it is all nothing, only political scam. It is what they are trying to do, politics. There is nothing scam. Whatever has been done, it is done at the BJP tenure, and there is nothing is there. They feel that after winning the election, now again they wanted to see that Karnataka put in a very bad shape, but nothing is there. Everything is perfect, and we will face all this political whatever their plans are there. Yes, definitely, because only one state, bigger state is there, no? They want to demolish this state, we will not allow for that.
The BJP is meanwhile not holding back. This is what Karnataka BJP President B.Y. Vijendra had to say.
There cannot be a SIT probe headed by the state government. BJP is demanding that Chief Minister should hand over this investigation to CBI. And secondly, when Chief Minister himself is involved in the scandal, He has to resign for the chief minister's post. He can't take shelter under the name of backward class. He can't take shelter. So Chief Minister, I demand Chief Minister, he should hand over the resignation immediately. Not only CM's family, along with CM's family, many ministers and their relatives are also involved in this scandal. And it's not a chota mota nahi hai. It's more than 5,000 crores worth scandal. So Chief Minister, he can't escape from the responsibility. Being a Chief Minister of the state, he's bound to answer the people of Karnataka. He's bound to answer the people of Karnataka. We demand that he should hand over the investigation to CBI.
After the Valmiki Corporation scam allegedly amounting to 187 crores, which resulted in the first resignation of a minister from Siddaramaia's government, the lackluster performance of the Congress at the Lok Sabha polls, and now the Muda controversy, has Siddaramaiah tied himself up in several knots. Let me welcome the guest today to speak about it, Satya Prakash, spokesperson for the KPCC, and Anand Gurumurthy, spokesperson for the Bharatiya Janata Party in Karnataka. And both of them are here. Thank you very much for joining us. You know, Satya Prakash ji, I know that enough and more has been said and done by Siddaramaiah ji, but I think this is a particularly tough time by Siddaramaiah. I have just one question for you. If you go back in history, in 1998, when the government denotified the lands without taking any opinion of the Muda, it was at that time, J.H. Patel, I think, was the chief minister, if I am not wrong. Was it J.H. Patel? There was a Janata Dal government, and guess who the deputy was? Siddaramaiah. So Siddaramaiah saying, I do not know anything about it, I have completely washed my hands of it, does not wash.
See, it is a fact that during that period, J.H. Patel was the chief minister. It is also a fact that Siddaramaiah ji was a deputy chief minister. But what has that got to do with this? The government notified the land in 92, and in provisions of denotification which is given to all urban bodies, the land was denotified in 1998. But in 1998, the land was not in the name of Siddaramaiah or his wife or his wife's brother. The land was in the name of Mr. Javaraya. So what is the problem in denotification? There are so many.
So he bought, you know, Mr. Mallikarjun bought the land from this Javar, whoever you named just now. But it was, when it was bought, apparently it was falsely mentioned that it is agricultural land. There are a lot of falsehoods in this entire thing, sir. Satya, I'll tell you. You know, also in 2004-05, the then Mysuru DC and other officers gave false report to pave the way for the conversion of the 3.16 acres land, survey number 464. All I am trying to say, Satya, is that today the chief minister has said that there is a probe going on, an SIT. There are 2 IAS officers who are probing it. But I am sorry, but at every stage it seems, either because Mr. Siddaramaiah was very busy at that time, but there are a lot of discrepancies, Satya.
Tell me what is the discrepancy and I will answer each and every discrepancy today.
Right. I'll come to you.
In 2005, the Siddaramaiah's wife took this in 2000. His brother-in-law purchased it in 2005. So what has 1998 got? After 7 years
No, I'm not. Obviously, it has nothing. But I said, what I'm trying to say is that it's not as if it has been sprung on Siddaramaiah and he said suddenly, oh, what happened? Oh, I don't know. This is what happened. He was there. He was pretty much there. I'll come to you, Satya. Give me 1 minute. No, please. I'll come to you.
Only one sentence. One sentence.
Sure.
Will the DCM know all the denotifications which happen in the state? No. He will not know every damn file of denotification which happens. Moreover, I am sure he was not the revenue minister or the urban development minister. He was the finance minister in that particular government.
Yeah, even worse. Anand Gurumurthy, let me welcome you into the debate. Anand Gurumurthy, tell me 3 things that you find completely shocking in this Muda controversy which is now entangled Siddaramaiah. What are the 3 things? Because it is a long document. You know, like CM's wife Parvati was allotted 14 sites in prime space. Was it an agricultural land? Did the officers come and do a survey which is mandatory? I've been reading about it. There are many things. But what is your contention? Don't say that Siddaramaiah should resign. No, that's not going to happen. No, because Mr. Bombay did not resign when there was a big controversy about, the contractors, and Kempaiah went to town saying this is a corrupt government. Tell me the three things you find which is inassailable, as it were.
Number one, as a part of Karnataka state, I find it horrible for a politician with such a long career doing such kind of things, going to the top post, and it is the second time he is in the top post in our state, representing our state, and he has an allegation like this, and he's still not resigning on his own is something very shocking. Number one, because see, if it was anybody else, okay, they would have first tendered their resignation, told, come on, let's have a probe, let's see, I challenge you. This would have been the right gesture that Siddaramaiah ji would have should have shown. That is the first thing. The second thing is, it is very shocking to see, and you pointed out it very well, madam, that it is very shocking for a person with such a long career, and he has been finance minister for more than 12 times. And he's said to be, a wizard in finance and other things, which he claims, but we don't agree to it. He himself should understand that what he has done neatly entangles him into a legal mess. And he has to understand this, but he's trying to deny it. And the third thing, most controversial thing, both the CM and the deputy CM are trying to dodge the CBI. A CBI case that was going on the deputy CM, in the cabinet meeting, they removed CBI assent that was given during the BJP government. So they have taken back the case on the deputy CM. Now the CM is not giving his case to the CBI, which clearly shows that the entire Congress ecosystem is walled in a fort, which they have created, a corrupt fort that they have created, and it is something that they have to answer. So
well, it's not going to happen because Anand Gurumurthy, I told you, you give me three reasons: resignation, Deputy CM and CM being in cahoots, all that is not going to watch, sir. The last I knew, we are a very strong republic and there is a judiciary, sir. We are not a banana republic where I'm so guilty. Gone are the days of Lal Bahadur Shastri, where he resigned because there was an accident. Now no one resigns, sir. Satya, I want to come to you and ask you, apparently that the then landowner of survey 464, submitting notification copy, which is mandatory, there were no records. There are no records of that. When something is mandatory, how come there is no submission of such a record? Apparently, they did not follow any procedures. See, Satya, when there is wrongdoing, it begins as a little dot.
Who didn't follow the procedures?
The landowner.
Who didn't follow the procedures? Which landowner? What is his name?
This is survey number 464, sir.
What is his name? Please name. There are 2-3 landowners.
I'm talking about Parvati, madam.
Parvati has not submitted land records to whom?
No, land records, which is mandatory, has not followed any procedures, which is what the report I have, which is to Muda, sir. MUDA, sir.
Muda, I'll tell you what has happened. Muda, without bringing to the notice of Srimati Parvati Siddaramaiah, has taken 3.16 acres in that survey number which you mentioned near Kesre and allotted to the allottees without even informing through 4.1. Acquisition will happen in Muda through 4.1 and 6.1. Without using the provisions of 4.1 where it is going, they're going to inform the guy that I'm going to take over this place, and in 6.1 they're going to give compensation to her. Without following any provisions, the then Muda has taken the land of Srimati Siddaramaiah, and what has Siddaramaiah's wife got to do with it? Without even informing her, they have taken her land and allotted to someone else.
How come she's Siddaramaiah's wife, sir? He was finance minister or he was an influential man. How come that they did not inform? So Muda is completely corrupt. Is that what you're saying? Is this why it has been dissolved now? What was the chief minister doing for all these days? Forget about Parvati, Satya. Parvati, we are talking about
officer's job. That is the job of an acquisition officer.
But come on, it's your government, sir. Sir, it is your government, Satya. What is this, Satya? It is not only Parvati.
One second. Who allotted these sites to Parvati Siddaramaiah? who
Muda.
allotted the sites to Parvati Siddaramaiah in 2023, before
Right,
2023?
right.
It was a BJP government.
All right.
How did the BJP government allot the sites to Parvati Siddaramaiah?
Right,
And
right.
today, shamelessly, the BJP president is going on the
So
roads
there is a
and
problem. So good, Satya, you're talking exactly
tell me
like
the
your
problem.
name, Satya. You've told the truth.
Tell me the
Why did they
problem,
allot
Sudha.
Anand Gurumurthy?
Please tell me the
Anand
problem, Sudha.
Gurumurthy, what
Satya
answer
will
do you
answer
have?
each and every
It was
question.
Baswaraj Bommai's government. What did you do? You can keep accusing them and alleging them, saying, oh, privilege, nepotism. But it was your government. What were they doing?
See,
What was Muda doing?
this is how Congress derails. Don't get derailed. You are asking the right question. Number one, they asked for a compensation. Now, why did they ask for the compensation is the root of the problem. Why did they ask for the compensation? Because there was a land which was already there. How did the land come in? That is the controversy. Now they are telling it is the sites allotted is the controversy. No, that is not the controversy. Any common man gets sites as per the rules of the governance. If the land is taken, then it is given back as part of a compensation under Muda or BDA or anything. Okay, that is not the controversy here. The controversy here is, number one, how did the land come? That itself is controversial. Second thing is the value set. The sites that are replaced. That is one more controversy which they are not answering, which they don't want to answer.
In tandem with the Hindu customs, where a brother can give part as a Harshina Kunkuma in Karnataka, a brother can gift land to her sister, to his sister. So based on that gift deed, she has got the land. What is the problem with it? Tell me, what is the problem with it?
Give for Kumkuman, you can give. I'm also from the south. I can get gift from my brother. But the point is, we are not living in a monarchy, right? My brother is a king. He will give me some Jagir. I will make a lovely palace there. I am talking about procedures, sir. And those procedures have been flouted. That is what I am trying to ask you. For instance, in 2004-05, the then Mysuru DC and other officers gave false report to pave the way for the conversion of 3.16 acres land, survey number 464. I read this report and I find everywhere the rules are, Then you say, what was the BJP government doing? The point is, let Mr. Mallikarjun, God bless him, give as much land to Parvati. No problem. But why flout the rules? The rules are the same. And particularly for your government, Satya Prakash, which only talks about 40% Sarkar. I'm taking a break right now. Coming back on the same story. Ladies and gentlemen, has Siddaramaiah actually tied himself in several knots, which is now very difficult to undo? Stay with us.
When we talk about India, unfortunately the country has the highest burden of road crash fatalities.
तो लगभग 76% लोग pedestrians और two-wheeler वाले हैं जिनकी डेथ हुई है. While the highways are getting better in India, the local roads, the city roads, the town roads, these need to be improved.
This and more. Streaming on News 9 Plus. News is now content. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
How do you fulfill that promise? Because ultimately expectations have to be met. If you look at the political landscape, is it really changing for women? And what is the inability of the forces that dead bodies surface but not the living people?
All right, you're watching the South Indian and that's the story in focus. Muda threat on Siddaramaiah. It's going to get very tough for Siddaramaiah in the coming days. We're trying to understand what exactly took place. Satya Prakash, spokesperson of the KPCC, is with us, and so is Anand Gurumurthy, spokesperson for the BJP in Karnataka. Satya, I want to ask you that you spoke about Mr. Mallikarjuna, right? This Mr. Mallikarjuna gave the land to BM Parvati in 2010. Okay? The thing is that the gift deed, you said brothers can gift, it was mentioned as agricultural land, right? Subsequently, was it an agricultural land or did it convert into something else? Also, part B of that question is that was it even mentioned that it is agricultural land? Because what we are understanding is that perhaps, that was omitted, Satya Prakash.
As per my knowledge goes, it is an agricultural land because it was bought for 25 lakhs by that guy. If it was converted land, no one will give for 25 lakhs all the 3 acres, even in 2004, 2005. We need to understand that whatever you are telling that in 2004-5 the TC wrote, in 2004-5 the land never belonged to Srimati Parvati Siddaramaiah at all.
All right.
Only post 2010 the land belonged to Parvati Siddaramaiah.
Okay.
So where is Chief Minister and his wife involved in this? The land came to Parvati Siddaramaiah only post 2010.
Okay.
Now coming back to the period. In 2017, Parvati Siddaramaiah comes to know that her land is, engulfed, and Muda has made sites and sold it also. Now she finally finds that the sites her land is not there. Then she approaches the Muda. When she approached the Muda in 2017, Siddaramaiah was the chief minister. If he wanted to give good sites to his own wife, he could have given in 2017 to 2018 itself. The gentleman that Siddaramaiah was, he never interfered into it. He
right,
said,
but will you, the gentleman that Siddaramaiah is, what the viewers want to know from you, Satya, is that, is it true that Siddaramaiah was the one who introduced the 50-50 formula in 2014?
See, 2024, I'm not
Did
sure
he?
of that. Even BJP,
Of course.
I'll tell you.
Huh.
I'll tell you. See, when did the acquisition of Devanur land happen? If it happened during our government, what is 50-50 formula? 50-50 formula means whatever the land we take from the farmers, instead of giving them paltry compensation and, pura masha karta tha sarkar, if any government has said that, no, we will give 50% of the sites developed to the farmer who has lost his land so that the farmer can make a living out of it. What is wrong, whether it is Congress government or BJP government? Giving right compensation to the farmer is not a sin. So any government, I'm not sure who did it first. Even if Siddaramaiah does it also, I welcome it in the interest of the farmer.
All right, let me, okay, Satya, point taken. Let me go to Anand Gurumurthy. Anand Gurumurthy, I'm reading something out to you. As per the norm, the 50-50 formula is applicable only for newly developed layout and not for old layouts. Though the sites were developed in survey number 464 in 2003, the Muda compensated the CM's family with plots and the CM's wife got 14 sites in prime space. What is going on?
Again, see, according to the application by Mr. Siddaramaiah's family, it would have been done, and the procedural norms that were followed during the BJP government. We see they're trying to deviate the issue, just like how he did for the Hoblo watch. The watch controversy that Siddaramaiah had, what he did was, he told, I will return the watch. At that time, see, there were no bills or anything associated with it, and somehow the controversy died down. But that was also a corruption case against him, which he somehow slipped away. Now here, there are clear records, as I said, from the beginning, where the land, who owned the land next, how did his wife get the land. All this is clearly documented, and they tried to transfer, the officials who tried to, look into it. So all this clearly shows that there is something fishy and there is something they are trying to cover up. The CM has to resign is our demand, and that we have put across, and you media people are questioning them very well. Thank you for the same. Put it across to the people so that they know how corrupt this Congress government is.
Oh, thank you very much, Satya Prakash and Anand Gurumurthy. We'll have to wait and see, because this controversy is not going away anywhere too soon. Coming up next on the South Indian, dengue cases cross the 8,000 mark in Karnataka. We discuss if home remedies are even a cure for dengue. That's coming up next.
When we talk about India, unfortunately the country has the highest burden of road crash fatalities.
तो लगभग 76% लोग पेडेस्ट्रियंस और टू व्हीलर वाले हैं जिनकी डेथ हुई है.
While the highways are getting better in India, the local roads, the city roads, the town roads, these need to be improved.
This and more. Streaming on News 9 Plus. News is now content. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
For the very first time in our investigation, we unmasked the killer of Ravindra Matre.
In 5G, we have to stand with the world, and in 6G, we have to lead the world.
Winning a Grammy was an absolutely surreal experience.
All right, this is unmissable because this is one thing which all of us have been guilty of. Home remedies. Is it dangerous for dengue? That's the question that we are asking. Now, dengue cases are surging in Bengaluru with more than 2,400 cases and 3 deaths reported so far. And so is the demand for papayas and kiwis, which many believe contain nutrients that not only fight the symptoms of dengue, but also build immunity. The exotic kiwi, once a rarity in this country, is now selling in Bengaluru at anywhere between 140 to 300 per kg, while the humble papaya is priced at 33 to 50 rupees per kg. Today we shall speak about the myths of certain home remedies which are supposed to cure and control dengue. Concoctions which, when given to a dengue patient, apparently results in miraculous recovery. We all know that in most cities and almost every household in India, we have our own homemade alternative therapies to combat the illness. The most popular being papaya leaf or seed extracts, which are believed to boost platelet count. Or also some herbal decoctions which we call kashayams in South India. They say you give kashayam to a dengue patient, you will see how the dengue patient stands up and starts running. Myths. Complete myths, I think. But then who am I? Let's get you an expert to speak more on this. Dr. Vijayalakshmi Balakrishna, Senior Consultant, Infectious Diseases, Kaveri Hospital in Chennai, is joining us to speak more on this. Dr. Balakrishna, how wonderful to see you. Thank you for joining us on this broadcast. So, Dr. Balakrishna, like I said, all of us, at least in my family also, papaya leaf. When my son was ill, we all used to in the morning go and hunt for papaya trees. I know it sounds very funny. Then these decoctions called kashayam, saying that only this will help. These medicines will not help. Dr. Vijayalakshmi Balakrishna, I want you to explode these myths which people are, presume that these are actual treatments.
So dengue is caused by a virus. When it is virus, you don't have effective antiviral agents. All viral infections, majority of them are self-limited. Except for a few, we don't have a direct drug which kills it. So most of the treatment is going to be supportive care. In dengue, what happens? A complication happens because water leaves the blood vessels and goes out. So the blood becomes thicker, platelets fall and people start bleeding. So actual treatment is making sure there is enough blood inside the vessels. That means you give them fluid so that you fill the blood vessels, the blood doesn't become thick and there is no bleeding. But contrary to that, we all want miracle cure. So we start assuming that by taking some kashayam or some herbal product or something like a papaya leaves, it's going to become all right. But last 3 years, we have all been seeing a spurt of cases in the adults, especially in the middle age to late middle age. Let's say 40s to 60s, people coming with renal injury, kidney injury. Some creat going up and coming down. This doesn't usually happen with dengue, and if we ask the history, majority of them would have taken some alternative treatment for dengue. These people do not rest with shock. They come in with renal injury and then recover. So sometimes...
So doctor, I want to ask you, Dr. Vijayalakshmi, I want to ask you that, are you saying that people who present themselves with, let's say, renal or liver injuries, or any other infection, and they also have dengue, it could very well be because of these home remedies. Because Dr. Vijayalakshmi, I remember during the time of the pandemic, people inhaling so much that some of them had actually burnt their chest, at least on top. These men who would show me, and it was all burnt because they were just, doing this kind of hot steaming like 20 times a day. So tell me that, will you associate it back to papaya leaves extract and kashayams when they present themselves from internal injuries to vital organs?
So we actually even document saying that patient had taken some kind of alternative treatments which has not been approved, and they have come with a renal injury. For a causal association, I need to do a detailed trial. So documentation is there is a possibility of association. Unless I see thousands of cases and then compare with that, we cannot say this is the direct cause. There may be a possibility.
But are you saying, doctor, what I want to know is, because it happens now all over India, it's the monsoons. So are you saying clearly avoid papaya, don't go hunting for papaya leaves, stop making all those kadas and kashayams, and just see to it that you go to a doctor, a qualified doctor? Are you saying that these are all myths which need to be exploded and actually negated?
Yes, eat papaya, not papaya leaves. If you like kiwi fruit, eat it. All the fruits are good. All fruit juices are good. Your buttermilk is good. All these things are very good for you because they increase your hydration. Papaya leaves is extremely bitter. I'm not really sure about toxicity, but bitterness produces vomiting. That produces dehydration. You have increased chance of going in for capillary leak when you're dehydrated. Remember, it's a self-limited, and the entire illness has a spectrum. One end, you may not even know that you have dengue. Your platelets may not even fall. Other end, somebody comes with a platelet of 10,000. So when you look into it, some alternative practitioner may tell you that I'm given you a magic pill, and next day your platelet has gone up. Naturally, also platelets falls down and goes up. There is no way you have any proof that any of these things work. On the contrary, some of them may be dangerous. So don't believe in myths. For dengue, what you need is adequate hydration. Follow up with a doctor. There is no definitive medicine to cure dengue. It is supportive care. IV hydration, and sometimes you may need some other supports, like when you're bleeding, when you have a problem, we may have to give you some plasma, platelets, etc. Beyond that, as of now, we don't have any medicines or miracle cure for dengue. Your papaya leaves or kashayams are not going to help you.
And kiwi, you can eat it, but not kind of maybe apply it. I don't know what they do with kiwi. It's very funny. And I'm saying it, and doctor, but there is another thing. In families which have lost people to dengue, seldom do doctors tell me that you don't lose your life if you go to the doctor at the right time and follow certain procedures. But there have been deaths. Therefore, they say this has worked better. You are saying if the platelet goes down on a Monday, it may come up on Tuesday, even otherwise it will come down. But in a lot of cases, the platelet doesn't go up. You know what I mean, doctor?
Yeah, that's the reason you need to be with the doctor at that point of time. So let me give you a simple way. When you have fever, monitor your fever. Don't take painkillers. Don't take steroids. These are medicines which will bring down your fever immediately. But they are not good during dengue. They can increase a complication. Don't take your kashayams and stuff. Take your paracetamol, give hydration very well. If you're not able to take adequate fluid, if you're vomiting a lot, if you have loose stools, if you have belly pain, if you're confused, immediately reach out to the hospital. That's the time you need to reach the hospital, because when you come in shock, the chance of saving you goes down. If you come with a low unrecordable BP, if you come with bleeding, then the chance of saving you goes down. If you come a stage before that, very likely we will give you hydration. We will give you support.
Dr. Vijayalakshmi, we have a long history of Ayurveda, and I'm talking about the modern medicine versus Ayurveda. We have homemade remedies. All the households have homemade remedies. There are midwives, there are pediatricians, then there is, geriatrics. All the departments are there in every household where they will say have this and don't have this. By saying, you say that papaya leaves are very bitter and therefore can lead to dyspepsia. I mean, if you're vomiting so much, you could have indigestion and therefore stuff like that. But I want to ask you that, are you, what does one do? Because we live in a country of alternative medicines.
See, again, you have to differentiate clearly. I am not an expert to talk about Ayurveda, but every person at home cannot become an Ayurvedic physician. Because somebody put something somewhere, you all decide that's right and you're all taking it, it's not right. You need to be very clear, because I have no idea about how Ayurveda works in these kind of infectious diseases. It was there at a patient, and I cannot say that it is wrong and right. What I can say is, don't follow home remedies just like that. Home remedies are what you designed, which may not have any kind of trial backup or any data whether it works. Reaching the doctor or hospital in time is what is going to save you. When you come late, we can't help you. Please have that in mind. When you come with complication, saving you is going to be difficult for us. So avoid things which are not proved. Go for proven remedies and come to us in time.
Thank you so much, Dr. Vijay Lakshmi Balakrishna, for joining us and exploding those myths about home remedies while taking care of a dengue patient. See a doctor, be under a doctor's, monitoring so that it helps you. No papaya leaves, no papaya seed extracts, and please eat the kiwi fruit. It's really great. But then I don't know what people do with it to cure dengue. All bunk, all mumbo jumbo. Coming up next on the show, government notifies 25th of June to be marked as the Samvidhan Hatya Divas. The government has issued a notification to the effect that 25th of June shall be observed as a Samvidhan Hatya Divas. For those who don't understand it, Samvidhan is constitution, Hatya is literal meaning is murder, Divas is day. Home Minister Amit Shah tweeted about the notification, saying that this day will commemorate the immense contribution of all those who endured the inhumane suffering of the emergency in the year 1975. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that the Samvidhan Hatya Divas would serve as a reminder of what happens when the Constitution of India was trampled over. He added that the emergency was a dark phase in the history of India unleashed by the Congress party. Congress's Jairam Ramesh meanwhile hit back, saying that this was yet another headline-grabbing exercise by the Prime Minister, who had imposed an undeclared emergency for the last 10 years. He in turn retorted, saying that 4th of June 2024, when the people of India handed Prime Minister Modi a decisive moral defeat, would go down in history as Modi Mukti Divas. Now, between Mukti Divas and Hatya Divas, let's understand what this actually means and what's its import. Let me now go across to my colleague Brijesh Pandey, who's live and who shall decode this for us. Brijesh, tell me something that, the Constitution had actually become the kernel, the fulcrum during the campaigning for a long time, where this bogey was created that, oh, they will change the Constitution, they will take away your rights. Do you think that by doing this, by declaring 25th June as Hatya Divas, Samvidhan Hatya Divas, Modi is trying to kind of take back the whole Constitution debate or narrative, in its ambit, that is the BJP's ambit?
Well, Sudha, what is happening right now is that this is the latest as far as, the war between the two competing narratives as far as, who has hurt or who will hurt Constitution more and who will tinker with the basic structure of the Constitution by announcing that by, issuing notice through e-gadget notification that, 25th of June is going to be celebrated as Samvidhan Hatya Divas. Basically, what the BJP is trying to do is to arrest the decline as far as the perception which is gaining ground that the BJP actually wanted to tinker with the Constitution and do away with the reservation. So this is the reason why BJP is doing this, is that they want to bring the horror of 1975 to 77 to people who have not seen it. See, young voters are basically a prime catchment area as far as Prime Minister Narendra Modi's popularity is concerned, and BJP feels that many who are casting their vote for the first or the second time have no idea what was 1975 and what it means, what it meant for the democracy, or as is the darkest day as far as the democracy in India is concerned. And the second thing is that they also want to impress home upon the point that irrespective of what the India alliance is saying, the only person, the only political party which has actually done away with the constitution, suspended habeas corpus and ensured that, that is the central Raj will reign supreme, was in fact Indira Gandhi and, the Congress party, and it is not the Bharatiya Janata Party which has done that. So basically, this is an attempt to arrest and fight back as far as these two competing narratives on the constitution is going on. So
but tell me something, that's for the longer term. But Brijesh, don't you think this will really dominate before the budget is presented and no work shall get done? There will be a lot of shouting and screaming and all that. So do you foresee a lot of dramatics and aggression in the parliament owing to this?
Well, absolutely, and I think this particular issue will definitely find its resonance in the budget session of the Parliament, and I think what we witnessed in the first leg of the budget session will have even a more vociferous opposition as far as the second leg of budget session is concerned. The opposition will definitely not yield any space or ground to the Bharatiya Janata Party. Remember, there were many analysts and all who believed that now the time has come that Modi is not at its powerful best, and Rahul Gandhi has risen up to a level where the twain shall meet, and some sort of common ground should be formed. But I think the dominating thought in the Bharatiya Janata Party is that if they cede any inch or if they cede any space to the Congress party, it will not augur well for the political party, for the BJP, and this will reflect in a loss of confidence of its cadre in the party's ability to spring up a surprise. And that is the reason why they have decided not to cede any inch of space to the Congress party, and we are all set for a stormy session of budget.
On that note, Brijesh Pandey, thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast. And as promised, I leave you with some of the other top headlines from the south of India. Take a look. And some exciting news for all our viewers. News 9 is also now available on smart TVs. That's right, you can now stream your favorite English news channel directly onto your smart TV. Stay updated with the latest national and international happenings from the comfort of your living room. Simply tune in and enjoy seamless access to breaking news, in-depth reports and exclusive interviews. Don't miss out. Watch News 9 on your smart TV today. And always stay ahead of the curve.
जानना है तो देखिए, समझना है तो सुनिए, सीखना है तो पूछिए और कमाना है तो खरीदिए। जानकारी, सलाह और निवेश सब एक ही सुपर ऐप पर। पैसे का सवाल है तो जवाब है मनी 9। आजादी पैसे की। अभी डाउनलोड करें।
This is News 9 Live, India's only digital exclusive live stream. For the early adopters, bringing you the news 24/7. For the smart audiences on the smartest TVs. News 9 Live. Stream now on your smart TVs.
A trainee IS officer's use of an official beacon and VIP number plate on her private car has opened a can of worms that could cost the officer her career. Several allegations of misuse of power, exerting political clout, and bullying have come to light. Who is the controversial IS officer Pooja Khedkar? News 9 Plus decodes. Pooja Khedkar is a 2022 batch IS officer of the Maharashtra cadre. The 32-year-old junior officer was posted in Pune for training when the controversy erupted. Her father, Dilip Khedkar, is a retired administrative officer who also contested the 2024 Lok Sabha elections on a Vanchit Bahujan Aghadi ticket. What are the fake certificate allegations against Pooja Khedkar? According to reports, Khedkar allegedly submitted fake OBC, visual disability and mental illness certificates for UPSC and to get her posting. Now, the OBC category's creamy layer certificate is limited to those with annual parental income of just 8 lakh rupees. But her father's annual income is at least 49 lakh rupees and his real asset value is over 100 crores. She also refused to get a medical test at AIIMS to verify her disability certificate despite being asked to do so 5 times. Reports say she later got her disability certificate verified at a local hospital. And despite being challenged by authorities, she somehow managed to get a posting. What are the misuse of power allegations against Pooja Khedkar? For starters, her posting in her home district of Pune is against the rules. She allegedly made several undue demands, including a beacon and a VIP number plate for a personal car Audi. Even the car was allegedly provided by a contractor. This is also against service rules. Reports also claim that she demanded a separate cabin, a house, a car and personal staff even before she joined duty. She allegedly took over the Pune collector's private chamber and removed the nameplate of a senior official. Her father and his political connections seems to have forced the system to bend to her whims and fancies. Has any action been taken against Pooja Khedkar? After official complaints, she has been transferred from Pune to Vashim. She has been ordered to complete her training in Vashim, which ends in July 2025.
20,000 people dead and counting. What's happening in the United States of America is unprecedented. You will have to pay